Sparky, show us some love. Aw, really nice. Nice dog. So are you going to join us for rapid fire questions, Sparky? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. You see, he's ready.
He's ready.
It's okay, I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ian, if you had to explain blockchain to a child in one sentence, how would you do that?
Magical internet money that lets everyone send money across the world.
Okay. Yeah. Which blockchain founder would you take on a road trip?
Probably the Solana founder.
Okay. Yeah. Good. If you found out who Satoshi Nakamoto is, what would be your first question to him, her, or them? What would you ask him or her?
Did you intend the block size to stay where it is forever?
Welcome to the Encrypted Podcast, your gateway to the future of technology and innovation, right here in the heart of Dubai's dynamic tech universe. I'm your host, Maria Vovchok, and together with Dubai Blockchain Center, we are embarking on a journey that unravels the minds of tech visionaries through the digital frontiers that are shaping our world. Hello and welcome everyone to the Encrypted Podcast. I'm your host, Maria Vovchok, and today we're really happy to have here Ian Weisberger, who is the CEO of CoinRoutes. CoinRoutes is a company that over the past 5 years has become a leading provider of algorithmic trading strategies and execution management. They support trading for over 3,600 spot and derivative instruments across 60 major exchanges and liquidity providers. Ian is a brainchild of CoinRoutes and visionary leader in the crypto space with career spanning 15 years as a technology executive, founder, and programmer. Ian has been at the forefront of innovation. He has established his first company back in 2008, showcasing his entrepreneurial drive. Ian deep-rooted involvement in crypto dates back to early days, so you can say yourself that you're a, let's say, crypto early adopter.
Yeah, I mean, when we started, people basically were like, oh, you guys are new, and now those guys are all retired on their yachts. So, we're still here with our amazing business that we built.
So with his passion for technologies, he positions himself as a key influencer in shaping the future of digital finance. We're so happy to have you here. Ian, when you have free time, you like to spend, as far as I know, some time with your dog.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Is that right?
Yeah. Hey, Sparky, can you come in?
Okay, so we have here as well Ian's pet. So Sparky, please come in.
Hey, Sparky, come here.
Coming in. How are you doing today? Hey, Sparky. Oh, Sparky, hi. Can you show me some love? Oh, hi. How are you? Sparky, show me some love. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, he's having brain surgery right now.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, as you know, CoinRoutes is heavily invested in AI.
Yeah.
And so we have a whole AI team actually working on making him a part of our, of our team.
So is it like your mascot?
He is a part-time contractor for CoinRoutes, but he's really my pet. Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm kind of...
Sparky, how are you doing today? Show us some love again. Oh my God, that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Amazing. So by the way, we'll be back with Sparky. We'll talk to him as well a bit at the end of our interview.
Sparky, bad. Yeah, he actually, if you go to our Twitter, he has a Twitter. There's some videos of him, with some influencers around Dubai. Yeah, he accidentally attacked one of our influencer friends, so I would watch out for him. Don't get too close.
Okay, in that case, Sparky, we'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Sparky,
can you leave? Sparky, leave. Oh, you're sitting?
Okay.
Okay.
So, Sparky, we'll get back to you at the end of our interview. Is that okay?
Okay. Bye.
Bye. We'll see you. We'll see you soon.
Careful.
So, by the way, this is very interesting, the things that you're doing. Can you please tell us where this idea came from to have your AI pet?
I mean, look, I think that AI needs to be fun. I think the reality is AI really exists in the virtual world right now, and you can text it and have it write your papers. And, some people like to use it in their jobs for different things. And of course I use it all the time and my employees use it all the time. But I think really AI needs to exist in the physical world. Yeah. And, the reality is a lot of these robots really only exist for kind of industrial use cases at trade shows, and they're not really in the home. I think as far as we can tell, he had an Instagram reel. Sparky has an Instagram reel that has over 700,000 views.
Oh.
And so because people were really interested in seeing kind of like robots as part of normal people's lives.
So it's one of the things how CoinRoutes path, you can say, evolved over
Yeah,
over
I
the
mean, look, we
years.
did $30 billion in transactions last month. We had our best month ever. We had our best year ever. We're profitable. And so I think it's really important for, businesses in good times to make kind of moonshot investments, right? And I think that it's really the next evolution of cryptocurrency is AI. You look at the market capitalization of AI coins, it's over 10 billion. There's AI 16Z, there's Gotius Maximus, and yet all of these AI agents only really exist in the virtual world on Twitter. If you guys are interested in learning more, you can go to sparkytoken.com.
Amazing. Talking about, let's come back to CoinRoutes, because the thing is, as you said, like the last month has been very, very successful. What do you attribute to that? Thanks to what did you got such
Yeah,
big
I mean, look,
results?
obviously the market, the turn of events in the United States helped a lot, pump a lot of liquidity into the market. But also, I think that in general, our business has matured. We've been around 7 years now. We have a lot of customers. We have built out a lot more tech. We're the market leader in algorithmic trading. And at this point, we're kind of the OGs in the space. And so, obviously our existing clients are doing more, but we've also onboarded a lot of new clients. I mean, the phones are ringing off the hook. That's kind of one of the motivations for investing in AI is to be able to automate a lot of the stuff that we're doing, and ultimately, I think that AI is going to have a huge impact on the entire global economy, and especially in crypto, it's already kind of become a big thing.
When we're talking about crypto traders specifically, and one of the things that for them it's all the time very important when you're trading is like to do obviously smart trade.
Right.
And in this case, can you say that AI, because it's emotionless, it can help you trade
Yeah.
better?
Yeah, so we're actually in the lab. We have a bunch of AI trading products. We already have AI integrated into the back end of our trading system. We're AI enabled. But in addition to that, we see a future in which AI is actually helping people trade. And rather than calling up your broker, you're going to be calling up an AI agent. And I don't think that we're really that far off from that. And that really allows even kind of like the common people that aren't, the largest hedge funds in the space to access that same level of service. And so that's really what we're doing with the products that we're launching.
You usually you were helping institutional players in this
Yeah.
case, and as I mentioned earlier, you're supporting over 3,600 instruments
Yeah.
across 60 plus exchanges. So how do you in this case ensure seamless integration when we're talking about and how can you also provide reliability for your users in this case? Let's focus first on institutional players.
Yeah, I mean, look, we started off as an institutional player, and we still, that is, the lion's share of our business. However, the, call it pro tail, like high net worth or just really high turnover trader segment of our business is growing rapidly. And we think that in order to have a good product, you really need both. You need the enterprise and you need kind of the consumer level. And the network effects that we get from having both of those verticals is actually really big. And so we're winning. We're winning in both segments.
Okay.
Yet I think that the kind of like individual trader market is more of a growth area for us.
Let's focus more right now on proprietary algorithm that were developed by CoinRoutes. Can you please share with us more how they are different, let's say, from other trading platforms?
Yeah, I mean, look, like there's a bunch of different platforms out there, but what our platform allows you to do is essentially execute really large orders, whether you're buying or selling, without moving the price. And that's really what the goal of any good execution algorithm to do is to allow really large orders, to split up those orders, to have price signals that allow you to figure out how much to put into the market, when to put it into the market, et cetera, et cetera. Because what a lot of people are doing is doing kind of a dumb strategy where they're just saying, okay, every 5 minutes, buy 10% of my order and execute it over this amount of time. Like that's not really smart in crypto. If you look at the crypto market, it's very volatile and the volume is very volatile. Yeah. So, 1 5-minute bin, you might do, the thing might trade $10 million and the next bin it might trade $1 million, right? Of an instrument. And so it's very volatile and you need really smart kind of advanced execution algorithms.
So when you're talking, by the way, about crypto markets, one of the biggest problems, obviously, as you said, because it's very volatile. Yeah. And for traders, like crypto traders, one of the biggest issues is slippage. Right. So how in this case are you using your tech to minimize slippage?
Yeah, so slippage is basically just if I'm buying something, I don't want the price to go up too much. And if I'm selling, I don't want the price to go down as I'm selling. Yeah. And so that's basically the goal of every execution algorithm is to minimize slippage. You can measure it in a couple different ways. I think the simplest thing to understand in terms of measuring slippage is, okay, when I sent this order, what was the price in the market? And when it was finished, what was the price? And you just take the delta between those two numbers and that's your slippage. We obviously obviously there's a couple different ways that you can do it. That's just the most simple. But in terms of our slippage versus arrival price, it's good. We're basically a couple basis points off for large orders, and we're at the arrival price. We're at basically the far side. We're basically a basis point off mid or two, and we're beating the far side of what the instrument was when you sent the order. And so what you're doing when you're benchmarking the far side is you're saying, okay, if I just went and taken liquidity, basically sent a market order, what would my price have been for that order? And we're beating that pretty handily across all instruments.
How do you manage the vast, in this case, vast amounts of market data on daily basis?
It's not easy. We've invested a lot of money and a lot of time in our market data infrastructure. And when we started building CoinRoutes, I think all of us kind of thought at some point we were just going to use a vendor and buy it. But it turns out that's actually what our edge is the fact that we can process all these market data streams in real time with really high uptime and be able to access that tick to trade with really low latency. So that's definitely one of our core competencies. It's what's allowed us to grow and continue to build this business.
Dubai, home for innovations. So one of the things, as you mentioned as well, you used to all the time focus on institutional players. Right now, we're talking about high net worth individuals as well, and more on retail. From the experience that you've gained as well, how is it different, let's say, when you're working with institutional player, institutional investor, let's say, and with retail?
I wouldn't say that we're working with retail. Like the people that we work with are call them qualified investors, accredited investors. They're basically either rich people or really small hedge funds is the new market. And that we believe is, 80 to 90% of the crypto market in terms of volume, which is kind of how we make our money. So at the end of the day, it's similar. It's just there's less red tape. So if we have a large institutional client and we want to push an upgrade to them, or we want to say, hey, try this new algorithm, they have to go through approvals, they have to do this, they have to do that. And we have a whole process for doing that. Whereas with kind of smaller individual players, they're willing to try new features and use new strategies and whatnot. And so it's been really good for us to have this kind of core group of high net worth, high turnover traders to push out products, because we're really good at pushing out new strategies, new products, etc.
Institutional player is coming to you and they're asking for in this case, order placement. How do you do this? What kind of tech are you using? And how is it later on? Guide us through this process as well. How do you
part of the reason why we moved to Dubai was to establish new teams out here and to have kind of global coverage for all the market data and all this other technology. And so we've really built everything from the ground up for crypto. That's kind of what's unique about us. We came at this not with the idea that it's going to be exactly the same as equities or FX, because in reality it's a mix of both and it's a lot of new things. For instance, the way that the order books work in crypto are very different. There's a lot more price levels. You have exchanges kind of split up all across the world, and so doing kind of latency arbitrage is different. But from a core deployment perspective, our institutional customers get their own kind of dedicated instance of CoinRoutes, so that allows them to do a lot on the security side of things, on the quality of service, on authorization, authentication, etc. So institutional clients get a really kind of customizable instance of CoinRoutes. And on the retail pro-tail side, we have a typical kind of normal SaaS model where it's shared infrastructure.
By the way, talking about clients' feedback as well, how in this case, first of all, you're replying to that? And secondly, how do you ensure the security when we're talking about your customers in this case?
Yeah, so look, the institutional customers get their own dedicated instance of CoinRoutes, which allows them to kind of keep all their keys private. And so our largest institutional clients really like that. It's pretty unique in the space. No one else is doing it. We actually have a patent on that. It's called the Distributed Smart Order Router. That was Distributed Smart Order Router. So we have a patent on the security technology behind the enterprise kind of deployment model.
Yeah.
And then on the retail side, it's a standard SaaS model with encryption, and it's pretty well known. And there's a couple different people that are kind of doing similar things in the space.
When you mentioned also, by the way, about Dubai, what in the first place made you move to Dubai? Because of the things that are happening here, what excites you the most when you're talking about setting up a company in Dubai?
Look, I always tell this story. I remember showing up last February, meeting Dr. Marwan, meeting yourself, And I remember just how welcoming they were. Like it was, I know you see all these things on TikTok, oh, come to Dubai, Habibi, but it was literally like that. Like I literally met them, and then a couple weeks later I had my golden visa. I was able to get corporate setup. And for me, I was traumatized by trying to get into Europe, like for years and years and years, trying to set up and operate. Yes, traumatized. It was horrible, horrific. I remember we're still trying to get our setup in Spain. It's been 2 years.
Quick question, because right now with the Myco regulations in place, how is it going right now?
Well, it's funny because we put in our application for a VASP in Spain, and then I went and met our Spanish lawyers and Spanish directors like a month or two ago, and they said, oh, actually, we have to throw out all the papers because now the competent authority has moved to the central bank or the securities. I forgot which is which, but anyway, it was at one authority was handling licensing, and they've moved it to a new authority. And according to them, the authority isn't 100% sure of all the guidelines yet. And so I'm sure it's going to be another year. So we're now in 3 years to get this, basically, in my head.
So in this case, are you still expecting to get it a license in 1 year?
I think so. I mean, look, we've been around 7 years. We're survivors, and we're actually thriving now. The business is doing amazing. So yeah, I'm sure at some point we'll get it. But I'm not holding my breath. I think I'd be, on the ground.
Got it. Well, actually, as you mentioned, the last year has been very successful for you, and especially maybe, do you contribute this to doing business in Dubai? How do you think?
I think so. I think being here is really, look, we have a lot of customers here. We have a whole development team here. We applied. We're in the process of we actually got our initial approval under VARA for the brokerage as well in Dubai. So we're expecting to get that fully kind of running before the summer. So it's been really exciting. And it's been such a breath of fresh air working with people that actually want to help and want crypto to be here as an industry. And so I think ultimately, like, Dubai will be the place that will be our kind of like offshore nexus for anything non-US. We'll probably go through Dubai.
Encrypted is your exclusive ticket to the epicenter of technological innovations in the MENA region. So for the time of being, you moved your HQ to Dubai.
Yeah.
With everything that is happening in the US right now, with Trump's administration being more open and favorable to crypto, as they mentioned earlier, do you reconsider as well to open HQ as well again in the US, or will Dubai become your home?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think ultimately the US has half the world's investable assets, but for assets that aren't in the US, people don't want to route their money. They don't want to trade through the US. And so there's a lot of complications for offshore people that are not in the US. So, I mean, look, ultimately, I think the US is going to be a huge market. It is a huge market. Half the world's investable assets are in the US. But there's a lot of reasons why an investor that's sitting in Singapore or Dubai would not want to invest in a company that's in the US or trade directly with a US counterparty. So the way that I view Dubai is kind of our home for counterparties that are non-US. We're going to have all of those flows go through Dubai.
Got it. So following the recent, by the way, 16 million funding round, so what are the primary areas where CoinRoutes is planning to allocate these resources?
Yeah, I mean, look, obviously you met our AI dog. So AI, I mean,
Sparky.
Sparky's a fun project, and he's been well received. But ultimately, the same AI technology is being built into CoinRoutes to enable people to trade better, to talk with their AI sales trader, to do all of these great things and improve the algorithms and growth. Obviously, I mean, look, the funding we did was a couple of years ago. We considered doing more fundraising, but we're profitable, and so we're kind of waiting and seeing. We'll probably do a fundraise kind of midway through 25 to really kind of juice our growth and do some acquisitions.
Can you, in this case, share with us more about the upcoming features apart from Sparky and how AI can help you with trading? Can you please guide us more and share with us more details how this will be happening and what kind of new services, new features are you going to?
Yeah, I mean, look, you know that we're building out more products to make it mass market. So, I mean, our biggest project right now is allowing anyone to go and sign up for CoinRoutes and trade with CoinRoutes. And then that will be integrated with our broker that's happening through VARA. So I think really a couple key initiatives are scaling this out to be able to go to the long tail of users, and then our new brokerage product that we're launching in Dubai. Those are two really big initiatives.
Which is?
So the brokerage and then scaling out the product are the biggest initiatives, and AI. So,
so the one that is in Dubai, can you share with us more? Or not yet?
Yeah, so I mean, look, we applied for the VARA brokerage license, so we're launching a high-tech kind of brokerage product. You leveraging all of the technology we've built for CoinRoutes, and so that should be coming online before the summer. And then we're adding a bunch of new AI-based products into the CoinRoutes platform, and then enabling retail traders to access that. those are the big initiatives that we have for 25.
Okay, can you share with us more about AI products or not yet?
I mean, I kind of can share a little bit. So, I mean, the idea is previously only the largest institutional players had access to talk to someone about how should I trade this? What basket should I buy? Can you help me execute this, custom order, et cetera, et cetera. And they could literally talk to someone, message them on Telegram. Because, if you look at a lot of the OTC desks, in order to actually talk to someone, you have to be trading many millions of dollars to make it worth it for them. So we're kind of enabling individual traders who are trading through CoinRoutes to have a similar experience, and they may only be trading thousands of dollars, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think that's really interesting for people to be able to access that kind of technology.
When we're talking about crypto market in general, Asia has always been something that you're looking into.
Yeah.
Can you please share with us what is happening right now in Asia from your perspective? Are you doing anything there?
Yeah.
Or
you share? I mean, we've had a number of clients in Asia for years. I definitely think it's picking up, mostly Singapore. We have Hong Kong. And now I think our biggest growth area is obviously we have US people coming back online, but it's Middle East and Asia, right, as well. Everything's just booming right now. Again, as I said, our phones are ringing off the hook. So, I mean, we're at the end of the day, we're a global business, but we really view Dubai as the place where we can face off with both Europe and Asia, mostly Asia, because we have people in London that are handling Europe. So we can face off with Middle East and Asia from Dubai. That's kind of how we split it up, and that's worked really well for us.
When we talked about as well some of the marketing strategies, like as you mentioned, we met during Satoshi Roundtable.
Yeah.
It's one of the exclusive events happening here in Dubai as well. But also there are plenty of conferences out there. And whenever you'll be approaching as well retail customers as well. You have some products for them. Are you going to be present at a lot of events here or worldwide, and the ones that you're looking for?
Yeah, of course, and Sparky will be there as well. So.
Yes, so that's why I'm curious about.
Yeah. I mean, look, of course, we're going to Satoshi next week. We're obviously doing Token. I don't really handle the conference schedules. They kind of just tell me where to show up, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, we're very active in the space.
So with Sparky, for how long has he been in your house?
A couple weeks. He's pretty new.
Yeah.
And so it's been really interesting living with a robot dog and all of that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Does he bring you coffee in the morning?
Not yet.
Or I don't know, your slippers?
Well, I was honestly scared. We were thinking about getting him with the robot arm, but then I was like, I don't want this thing to kill me, so it's better.
Are you afraid that it can do that?
I think so. I think ultimately in a couple of years, everyone's going to have, at least people with means will have robot assistants for sure.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think, by the way, I'm really curious from this perspective, when we're talking about AI as a part of our future, and it's already a part of our present.
Yeah.
To what extent, and are you afraid that this is going to be a threat, or is it going to
for sure it's a threat, but that's why I got Sparky, so that if the robots take over, I have my own robot army, and CoinRoutes will survive.
Okay, let's do that. I suggest right now, let's move on to our next part of our interview. Ian, thank you so much for joining us. We'll go right now to our rapid fire questions. Stay tuned because we're going to have a talk with Sparky, and let's see what he's going to tell us. Rapid fire questions. Sparky, show us some love. Aw, really nice. Nice dog. So are you going to join us for rapid fire questions, Sparky? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. You see, he's ready. He's ready. It's okay, I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ian, if you had to explain blockchain to a child in one sentence, how would you do that?
Magical internet money that lets everyone send money across the world.
Okay. Which blockchain founder would you take on a road trip?
Probably the Solana founder.
Okay. Good. If you found out who Satoshi Nakamoto is, what would be your first question to him, her, or them? What would you ask him or her?
Did you intend the block size to stay where it is forever?
Oh, nice. If Satoshi Nakamoto were revealed today, how you would see AI world influencing crypto, by the way?
I mean, look, when AI takes over the world, they're going to use crypto to pay each other. So I think AI and crypto go hand in hand.
That's true. What would you never do while building a company?
What would I never do?
Yes.
I would never not use AI to help.
Amazing.
Yeah.
The biggest misconception people have about Web3 and AI?
That it's a scam and that it's not useful and it's not going to do useful things in the economy, because it already is and it's only going to get bigger.
Name 5 qualities that you believe a real entrepreneur should have. 5 qualities.
I think you have to take risks. I think you have to be open-minded. I think you can't take no for an answer. I think that's really important. I think you
I like this.
need to be willing to try new things, and if something doesn't work out, you need to be willing to say okay and move on and try the next thing.
Okay. What's harder, explaining DeFi to a 5-year-old or teaching your parents to use MetaMask?
Probably DeFi to a 5-year-old.
Harder, right?
Harder, yeah.
That's interesting because some people
Yeah.
say on the contrary, it's harder
Yeah.
to.
Well, I
ask you-
actually do have a parent that uses MetaMask. So
Oh, okay.
For me,
Amazing.
you know,
For you.
it was Phantom actually. Now
Okay.
we moved.
Would you rather lose your private keys or your house keys?
House keys.
Obviously,
No.
you can still duplicate them.
They can just break in. Yeah.
The proudest moment in your blockchain career?
I think when CoinRoutes turned cash flow positive was really great. I think it was really.
The moment you'd like to forget?
When I got liquidated at the end of the last bull run.
Finish the sentence. My business philosophy is?
Be bold and don't be afraid to try new things.
What's more decentralized, your schedule or your wallet?
Probably my schedule.
The next big trend to follow?
Definitely AI.
Your personal formula for success?
Work hard and try new things.
Amazing. And Dubai for you is associated with?
Great opportunities and amazing people like yourself.
Oh, thank you. Today we had Ian Weisberger, the CEO of CoinRoutes, and Sparky, who's following us behind. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. From the gleaming skyscrapers of Dubai to the innovation hubs of the Middle East and beyond, Encrypted brings you thought-provoking discussions, exclusive insights, and stories of innovation that will leave you inspired.